Hello everyone and welcome to another video on the channel. I'm going to try and keep this as tight as possible because I'm on a bit of a schedule today. I've got to be out of the house in about 40 minutes, just under 40. What is it? 40? No. Don't even know what the time is. No, it's not 40 minutes, it's about an hour. I've got to leave. So I'm going to try and do this video to go up in the week and my weekly watches as well. So I've got to try and fit them all in. So this video is a pickups and deliveries video. There's not many deliveries, but I'll go through the deliveries first. And then yesterday, Saturday, the day of recording this, we had the next Loons meetup. So it was myself, Ellery, Roy and Stuart. We all met up in Birmingham. It was a great day. I'm sure through other videos that you've seen, probably Roy's mentioned it. I expect Stuart's mentioned it as well. And I think Stuart posted on his YouTube posting page or whatever some pictures. We had a great time. We went into both of the HMVs, did CEX as well, and I came back with no money, of course. The best way to do it. But yeah, got some great stuff that I've sort of been after for a while now. Just some blind buys that just were a good price that I just thought I couldn't pass up on. But yeah, it was just a great day. We went out for a lovely meal at lunchtime, and yeah, I think I said it to Stuart. I just wish we could do it more often because it would be great to get together more often. But because we're all so far apart, it is difficult for us to all schedule it at the same time. That's why there was only 4 of us this time. But hopefully we'll have one again in the new year. Once Christmas is over, we'll probably start thinking about the next one, and I'm hoping we'll get more of us there. But even if there's not more of us, it's still nice to see everybody, to see Stuart and Roy, and it was great to meet Ellery as well. But yeah, anyway, I won't waffle on any longer because, like I said, I am on a bit of a time constraint. So I'll get started with I think it was just 4. Be wrong now. I might have seen one last week, which is why I've forgotten. These are just deliveries that I ordered online. Just 4 DVDs. Interesting casts, which was the reason why I got it. It looked interesting, so I thought, why the hell not? The first one is a film called The Walker. Some of these were still sealed, and I didn't pay for them sealed, so it's quite good. But yes, Woody Harrelson, Kristen Scott Thomas, Lily Tomlin, Lauren Bacall. Yeah, great cast. And yeah, Ned Beatty as well. Yeah, really good cast in this. And it's a Paul Schrader film, written and directed by Paul Schrader. And I just didn't really know anything about this, but when I was looking at the cast and I saw that it was pretty cheap on eBay, I thought, why not? Special features. There's a decent special. There's a Q&A with Paul Schrader and Mark Kermode, and I do quite like Mark Kermode. I listen to him every week, so that could be a good special feature there. But it says Carter Page III is a society walker whose job entails squiring the wives of the rich and powerful to events their husbands cannot accompany them to. Lynn, the wife of a Liberal senator, contacts Carter when she finds her lover murdered. To save her and her husband political embarrassment, Carter agrees to say that he, not Lynn, discovered the body. Soon Carter is caught up in a web of Washington intrigue and mixed motives, and the people he considered friends are deserting him one by one. Sounds brilliant, that does. If anyone has watched The Walker, let me know what you think of it down below. Next up, another just great cast. This one's not sealed though. Just had to grab this. It's a film called Lullaby. And as you can see from the front, you have Garrett Hedlund, Richard Jenkins, Jessica Brown Finley, Terrence Howard, Amy Adams, Ann Archer, Jennifer Hudson. Just a absolutely incredible cast there. And it's just a drama, I think. It says, when Jonathan Garrett Hedlund learns his father Robert, played by Richard Jenkins, is terminally ill, he heads straight to his bedside and resolves to patch up a long-standing family feud. On his arrival, he realizes that Robert intends to take himself off life support in 48 hours. As the clock begins to tick, the family reconnects and reconciles their differences. coming together to finally understand both the power of life and the transformative moments which define what is important: love, laughter, and forgiveness. So yeah, another one that with this cast you'd have thought, I mean, especially Amy Adams, because she's probably one of the bigger names in this. You'd have thought I would have heard of this, but I've never heard of this before. And again, it was cheap on eBay, and I just thought, why not give it a go, see what it's like. Could be a nice little indie drama. So yeah, that's Lullaby. Next up, another sealed one. We got Keeping the Faith. I was looking because I watched Flirting with Disaster, which is sort of what inspired most of these pickups, to be honest. I mean, I got the first one, what was it? The Walker, because Lily Tomlin's in it, who was in Flirting with Disaster. The last one, because Richard Jenkins was in it. This one, because Ben Stiller's in it. And I think the next one for another one of the cast members of that film as well. Just going back over and I thought, ooh, this one looks good. Romantic sort of film. Obviously Ben Stiller, Jenna Elfman, Edward Norton, who I believe also directed it. Yep, he directed this one as well. It's a sexy, fresh and funny romantic comedy. Jake Schramm, played by Stiller, and Brian Finn, played by Norton, are single, successful, extremely popular guys who have been best friends since, well, forever. They are about to be reunited with their other best childhood buddy, the feisty, lanky tomboy Anna, played by Elfman. Anna has grown into a high-powered workaholic beauty whose re-entry into their lives turns this old circle of friends into a love triangle. A very complicated one at that, because Jake's a rabbi and Brian is a priest. Okay, yeah, that sounds like it could be quite a fun film. Let me know if you've seen this, what it's like down below. And then the other one, which I believe I got because Alan Alda's in it. Yeah, Alan Alda's in it. And he was, as I said, in Flirting with Disaster. Is a film that looks pretty decent, called Resurrecting the Champ, with Samuel L. Jackson, Josh Hartnett, as I said, Alan Alda, Catherine Morris, Rachel Nichols, David Paymer, love David Paymer, and Terry Hatcher. Is it based on a true story? Yeah. It says sports writer Eric Kernan, played by Hartnett, wants nothing more than to discover a story great enough to make the headlines. So when he meets Champ, played by Jackson, a former boxing champion living on the streets, he knows he has a shot to save them both. Recording his newfound friend's unbelievable tale of triumph and defeat, Kernan gets his story and his fame. But as Champ's tale falls under scrutinous eyes, Kernan will have to learn what makes a story truly great is the quality of the man behind it. So yeah, that sounds right up my street. Sounds like I could really enjoy that one. Love a good true story like that. And like I said, it's got a fantastic cast around it. A quick swig of me coffee. Right. So, as I've mentioned before, the nature of my job, if we hit a certain target at the end of every month, each of us gets a £50 voucher of our choice. I always go for Amazon because it's the easiest one, and I can get what I want with that. So we did it again this month, so I ended up picking up 3. It was just the 3. Yeah, I ended up picking up 3 titles, and funnily enough, they all came out last Monday. Just 3 of my favourite films this year. I rewatched one of them last night, so you hear my thoughts again on that one in my weekly watches, which you'll have seen before this, and that is, of course, The Naked Gun. I just went with the standard Blu-ray for this. I've said it before, I'm not that big. I've got a few, I think I've got 3 4Ks in here. One of them because it was the same price of a normal Blu-ray, and the other 2 because they are like 2 of my favourite films this year, so I thought, why not? And one of them I didn't have to pay anything for. But yeah, really glad to have this in the collection. As I said, one of the surprises of the year for me. It's got my guy in it, so of course I was going to like it to some degree. But yeah, just happy to have that one in the collection. And then next up, The Life of Chuck, another just fantastic film this year, and it is still on Amazon at £14.99, so basically £10 off of the RRP. And if you've not managed to grab this yet, I highly recommend you get on that deal and get it. I know Stuart's picked it up. I think Roy picked it up as well. I know Jim picked it up ages ago because it came out ages ago over in the States. But yeah, well worth watching. It's based on a Stephen King novella, and it's brought to life by the brilliant Mike Flanagan, who you may know is also adapting several other Stephen King adaptations, including Gerald's Game and Doctor Sleep. And it's a very different film. It's definitely much of a drama. It's a pondering film. It does make you ponder on life, but it's just a beautiful film. It's told backwards, which I think is brilliant, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a brilliant film, well worth watching. Tom Hiddleston's great as our lead character, and yet just very happy to have this one in the collection. It's rather dark today, so I do apologise for the lighting, but I figured this lighting was better than having the lights on and the glare, so let me know what you prefer though. And then the last one I got with my voucher, again, only came out on last Monday, but I paid the full whack for it because, for starters, I'm just glad that it got a physical release because I really didn't think it would, so very happy that it did. But that is F1 the movie, starring Brad Pitt. Yeah, just such a great theatrical experience. I saw it twice at the cinema. Both times was just such a great experience to watch it with other people. It's just such a fun, entertaining film, and you don't have to be interested in the F1 to love this film, because I still don't really have that much interest in Formula 1. I don't watch it, but this film it just had me. It was gripping, it was entertaining. The score by Hans Zimmer is brilliant, and yeah, I recommend checking this one out if you've not seen it. Very pleasant, entertaining film that is, F1. Right, and then on to the pickups from yesterday. Where to start? Let's start with the other 4K I got, which I knew I was going to get going in. Again, this came out a couple of weeks ago now. No slip, but I'm not too bothered about the slip. She did actually, the one I picked up off the shelf had a slip, but it was in like I didn't have the proper case. She just didn't put the slip back on, but I don't mind. I'm not one of those that has to have a slip. If it comes with one, great. If it doesn't, so what? But that is Weapons anyway. Great to finally add this one to the collection. We'll definitely be giving this one a rewatch soon. Another one of my favourites this year. Just thought it was just such a well-made film. So tense, kept you guessing. Some fantastic performances. I love Brolin in this. I thought Brolin was great. And it's one that just keeps making you thinking. And it's like Magnolia, but like horror Magnolia. But yeah, very happy to have this one in the collection. So that is Weapons. Where to go to next? Do you know what? Next, actually, I'm going to show you the titles that my very good friend Stuart passed over to me. We all usually try and take stuff for each other. Stuart didn't need anything that I was giving off. I think I gave something to Roy, but I won't spoil it because he probably showed it off in his own video. And I don't think I gave anything to Ellery either. Yeah, Stuart had bags full for all of us. Because I think he just takes it to the charity shop if nobody wants them, if he's not seeing anyone to give them to. And yeah, he gave me 3. One of them I've completely forgot he said that he was giving me, and I'm very glad he did. And the other 2 just look like crackers. So the first one is We Were Soldiers with Mel Gibson. I do really like Mel Gibson, and this was sort of the time where he was on a decline. He stopped doing stuff. He was becoming a bit controversial. This was one of the last films, if not the last film he did before he sort of took a break from acting for a while. I think he did Passion of the Christ after this, and then he did Apocalypto, and then I think he came back in 2010 with Edge of Darkness, which is a really underrated crime film. But this is a war film by the looks of things, based on a true story. Like I said, Mel Gibson, who else is in it? Madeline Stowe, Greg Kinnear, Sam Elliott, Chris Klein, Kerry Russell, Barry Pepper. Really good cast there. And I'm guessing it's Vietnam because it's 65. Yeah, could be interesting. Watch that one. We Were Soldiers. And then this one, Stuart gave to me because he bought it thinking it would play on his player, but it's not. It's region A locked. So he said, "Do you have a region 3 player?" I said, "Yeah, I do downstairs. I could." He said, "Do you want either of these?" And this was one that I was like, yep, I definitely get that one because I've not seen it, and it looks like it's up my street. And that is Patrick Swayze in Still Dawn. I believe this is a Vestron release. I've got Blue Steel on Vestron as well, which is another really good film. I'm going to say, is this 80s? 87, yeah. I said Patrick Swayze, Lisa, is it Niemi? Music by Brian May, is it that Brian May? Surely not. Yeah, I don't really know. It looks a bit Mad Maxy to me, to be honest. You'll have to tell me what it's about, because it looks very Mad Max-esque, this one. And then last but not least from Stuart, he did pass on High Noon to me. Classic Western that I've not seen yet. I think he upgraded to the 4K. Gary Cooper, Grace Kelly, filmed by Fred Zinnemann. And yeah, I've just had everyone telling me, like, so many times how good this film is. Roy's been on about it. I think Sam's gone on about it. Yeah, so many people going on about how good this Western is. So glad to finally have it in the collection, because now I don't have any excuse but to watch it. So that is High Noon. Trying to see where to go to next. I picked up Wicked, just went for the Blu-ray. I don't know how I hadn't picked it up yet. I think I was just waiting for it to go down in price. And with the second one coming out later on in the week, I thought I better pick it up to give it a rewatch before I go and see the second one. And then I'm sort of fresh with what's going on. So yeah, that's why I picked up Wicked. Where to next? I'll leave them till last, I think, because those are some nice ones. Then I was just looking in HMV, just looking along the standard stuff, and this one caught my eye, and I thought £10, I'll give that one a go. It's a film from doing a Stuart here. Where is it? 1983. It's called Gorky Park. I think it's a Cold War sort of thriller, starring William Hurt, Lee Marvin, Brian Dennehy. Really good cast. Music by James Horner. Directed by Michael Apted. Really good stuff. Yeah, when three faceless corpses are discovered in Moscow's Gorky Park, the Moscow militia's top investigator, Arkady Renko, played by Hurt, is assigned to the case. But as a picture of the victims takes shape, the clues point toward involvement not only of the KGB, but also of the woman he loves, Irina. Now hunted by the secret police and confronted by an intricate web of deception and treachery reaching to the highest political levels, Renko will stop at nothing to uncover the truth and bring the killer to justice, even if it means guaranteeing his own destruction and losing Irina forever. Yep, it sounds right up my street. That one, Gorky Park. Another one that just looked weird, but for £10 I thought, why not? And I believe, I think Stuart picked this one up as well. It's The Adventures of a Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension, starring Peter Weller, John Lithgow, Ellen Barkin, Christopher Lloyd, and Jeff Goldblum. Just looks like a very wacky film, but the cast got me on this one. It says, many centuries ago, an alien race defeated a genocidal warlord and exiled him and his followers to the eighth dimension. Forward to Roswell, New Mexico, and a team of scientists are attempting to penetrate the eighth dimension using a new engine they are developing. Unfortunately for the test pilot, Dr. Lizardo, played by Lithgow, the engine is defective, only allowing partial entry, but enough for the leader of the exiled aliens to possess him. Yeah, and it goes on. It's just, I think Christopher Lloyd plays a lizard guy. It sounds mad. So yeah, let me know what you think of it if you've seen it down below. What else did I get? I'll leave that one out. I'll come back to the other HMV stuff because they're nice additions. After, I'll go to the CEX stuff next, which I got a fair few. First up, yes, I got the Predator. Been and ahhing about adding this to the collection for ages. People are gonna go mad at me about this in the comments, but feel free to do it. This is my favourite Predator film. It's the first Predator film I watched. I appreciate the balance between comedy and horror, which I don't think the other two has quite there. I just love Shane Black's dialogue in this. everything that everybody generally seems to hate about this film, I love. And yeah, I just think it's a fun film. Just an entertaining Predator film, yeah, with a good cast. I mean, you got Boyd Holbrook, Trevante Rhodes, Jacob Tremblay, Keegan-Michael Key, Olivia Munn, Thomas Jane, Alfie Allen, Sterling K. Brown. Really good cast. Yeah, I'm in the minority, I know that for sure, but I enjoy it, so yeah, I had to pick it up. The Predator. And then we have The Hole, which is Joe Dante's last film he directed, I believe, about 15 years ago. That hole in a basement that unleashes sort of evil and stuff, and about a group of kids that have got to try and fight back against it. Who's in it? Haley Bennett, Bruce Dern, Terry Polo, a few people, not too many though. Yeah, could be entertaining. Let me know if you've seen that one, what it's like down below. The Hole. Next up, we have Dream Scenario. Really enjoyed this one. Saw it at the cinema. I love Nick Cage when he goes out there and does these sorts of things. And it was, who was it produced by? Oh, it was Ari Aster. So I was very skeptical going into it because I have not seen an Ari Aster film yet that I liked. But this really worked for me. Just thought it was just out there, very fun watch. And it's weird, but it works. He basically plays an everyday family man whose life's turned upside down when people start dreaming about him, and they're having very vivid dreams about him, and it becomes a crazy thing. And I just say watch it because it's just very entertaining. Who else is in it? Julianne Nicholson, Michael Cera, Tim Meadows, Dylan Baker. Good supporting cast in this. Yeah, Dream Scenario. Then I picked up The Girl in the Spider's Web. I enjoyed this. It's not as good as The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, but it's still entertaining. I like to see Claire Foy in the role of Lisbeth Salander. It was interesting. It wasn't the best, but again, for £2, I thought I'd pick it up and give it another go. Stephen Merchant in this one. Lakeith Stanfield. Yeah, decent one. Directed by Fede Alvarez. I remember enjoying it at the cinema, so I thought, why not? Give it another go. So yeah, that's The Girl in the Spider's Web. Then I went for Vacation. This is the 2015 reboot with Ed Helms and Christina, what's her name? Applegate, Leslie Mann, and Chris Hemsworth, Beverly Jack D'Angelo, and Chevy Chase, who are very small roles in the film. I remember watching this when it came out and thinking it was a fun film for a reboot, for what it was. So yeah, for £4 I thought, yep, I'll add that onto the collection. We then have Wimbledon with Paul Bettany and Kristen Dunst, produced from the makers of Notting Hill, Bridget Jones and Love Actually, so that sold me instantly. I knew that I'd like this film. Who else is in it? Sam Neill, Jon Favreau. Yeah, it just looks right up my street. Romantic film set around Wimbledon. Sign me up. Where do I sign, you know? Yeah, this one I'll definitely be getting onto rather soon, because I know I'm going to get on with that one. Took a bit of a, you know, went out there with this one, because I'm not sure if I'm going to like it or not. I didn't like the previous remake they tried doing. I thought that wasn't very good at all. But then I was hearing sort of decent things about this one, so I thought, I'll give it a go. For £6, I'll give it a go. I'll sell it if I don't like it. It's Hellboy the Crooked Man. I've heard this is more horror-y, but it's not really got anyone famous. Jack Kesey, who I don't really know. Jefferson White, who was in Yellowstone. And that's it, I don't recognise anyone else on here. But it's a Hellboy film. Looks like it's set in the 50s, in the Appalachian Mountains. It's more horror from what I've heard. It could be alright. I've heard mixed things about it. But I've got to give it a go myself to truly know how I'm going to feel about it. And yes, then... Oh no, wait, one more. And then we'll go on to what Roy passed on to me. And then the last one, which is another one I've sort of been eyeing up for a while. I love the lead actor in this. And it just, I know it's right up my street, this sort of film. And it's Pierce Brosnan and Rene Russo in the Thomas Crown Affair. This is the first remake, I believe, of the 60s film with Steve McQueen. They're doing another one now as well. But yeah, I just love Pierce Brosnan. It's directed by John McTiernan. just looks like my sort of film, like a heist sort of film. Looks right up my street, so I thought for £5 I've got to add that one to the collection. And then Roy very kindly passed these two on to me. I've seen one of them, the other one I've not seen, but he didn't get on with, so he thought I might like it, because we generally tend to differ on those sorts of films. But first off, he passed over to me She's Out of My League, which is a decent comedy film from 2010, starring Jay Baruchel and Alice Eve. Sort of like, well, as you can see, She's Out of My League. He's like punching above his weight, as we would call it. But yeah, very funny from what I remember. And you've got the airport scene at the end, which is very cliche in a lot of these sorts of films. But yeah, who else is in this? I'm trying to read off the back. T.J. Miller, Kristen Ritter. Yeah, not really anyone big in this, but yeah, I remember enjoying it. So yeah, thank you, Roy, for passing that one on to me. And then we also have this one, which Roy didn't get on with, which is Tar with Cate Blanchett, which I sort of avoided because I didn't know whether it would be my sort of film. I love Cate Blanchett, but I've heard and I watched the trailer and it sort of looked like it could be quite dull and quite heavy. Who else is in it? Mark Strong. I know Mark Strong. But yeah, I'm really not too sure what I'm going to make of this film, but I guess I will not know until I give it a go. So thank you, Roy, for giving me this one as well. And then the last ones, which are back to HMV. First up, in the 2 for 15 on the BFI label. Let me get to the other one that I picked up. I picked up these two. First up, I think it was Roy that said this one was good. It'd be right up my street. And I'm actually watching a series at the moment with the lead actress in. I think she's quite funny. And it's called Shiva Baby, starring Rachel Sennett and directed by Emma Seligman. Dark sort of comedy, I think. It's only, 77 minutes. And yeah, in the 2 for 15 with a slipcover, I thought, yeah, I've not got many movie titles. I thought that one sounded up my street to give it a go. So Shiva Baby. And then a classic that shockingly I've never seen, probably because I just didn't feel like being traumatized as a kid. Watership Down, Martin Rosen film. Obviously featuring a stellar voice cast, including John Hurt, Richard Briers, and Denholm Elliott, and the song that everyone knows by Art Garfunkel, Bright Eyes. Yeah, just a traumatic film about rabbits, I think, from what I hear. Never got around to it, but just because of word of mouth, I thought I'd better get that. And an Indicator, £10 each, so I thought I would have preferred a 2 for 15 sale, but for £10 each, these were four that I've been, like, sort of had my eye on and thought they looked interesting, so I thought, why not? First up is a Norman Jewison film called A Soldier's Story, starring Denzel. I got Devil in a Blue Dress, which was also released through Indicator, and this is an earlier film, 84, so really early film for Denzel. Screenplay by Charles Fuller. It doesn't say who else is in it. Howard E. Rollins Jr., Adolph Caesar. And as with Indicator, it doesn't really tell you much about it. It's obviously a war film of sorts. But yeah, if you've seen that, let me know what that one is like down below. And then we have Moscow on the Hudson, which I got because of Robin Williams, and I love Robin Williams. Who else is in? Alejandro Rey and Maria Conchita Alonso. Yeah, this one actually does have a bit of a synopsis, but the sticker's covering it. I'm guessing he plays a Russian defector that defects to New York with a Cuban lawyer and an Italian girlfriend. I'm sure Jim's mentioned this before and said it's a pretty funny film. So yeah, I'm happy to have this one for £10 as well. Never heard of this, and neither had Stuart or Roy, which shocked me because of the cast. I thought this would be right up this street. And when is it? 73 this came out. And it's a film called The National Health. And it stars Lynn Redgrave, Colin Blakely, Eleanor Bron, Jim Dale, and Donald Sinden. Comedy, I was guessing in sort of the vein of Carry On films. It's called National Health or Nurse Norton's Affair, sorry. And it just says on the back, be warned, you may die laughing. And there's quite a few actual decent special features on the back as well. So yeah, for a tenner, I thought I'd pick it up, give it a go, see what it's like. And the last one Roy recommended to me, because I've been trying to watch some noir films this month, but I've not been too successful so far, because what I thought was noir has either been gangster or just I've been way off. But he said this is one of the best noir films you can get. He said it's just incredible. You've got to get it. So I thought, I'll go by you, Roy. If you say it's good, I'll give it a go. And it's The Big Heat, Fritz Lang film starring Glenn Ford, Gloria Graham, Jocelyn Brando, Lee Marvin as well. Hard cop and a soft dame in a brass knuckle thriller. That's all it says. 1953 this one as well. So yep, I shall definitely be giving that one a go soon. And then the Criterion sale is still on. Some decent titles. These were two that I had on my list going in from other people's lists, recommendations. And they sounded up my street. So they had both of them at the prices I thought they would. So I picked just two up for now. But I generally get onto my Criterion films pretty quickly because I know they're very high quality films. And the first one I ended up picking up was a film called Basquiat, which is about the life of Jean-Michel Basquiat, in this played by Jeffrey Wright in his first lead role. And you have a fantastic supporting cast, as you can see, of David Bowie, who I believe plays Andy Warhol in this. You have Dennis Hopper, Gary Oldman, Christopher Walken, Benicio del Toro, Claire Forlani, Michael Wincott, Parker Posey, and Elena Lowenson? Don't know her. So yeah, sounds like it'd be good. Filmed in black and white as well. It's a less conventional biopic. And yeah, I think it could be an interesting watch. So give that one a go, see what that one's like. And last but not least, I picked up a film, again from the 90s, 97, directed by Cassie Lemons. And it's called Eve's Bayou, starring Samuel L. Jackson and Lynn Whitfield. I think it's like a thriller set in the bayou, like a southern gothic thriller about, I think, a father gets accused of a heinous crime, and it's about, did he do it, did he not do it, that sort of thing. So yeah, and loads of special features on that one as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this one a go as well. So that is Eve's Bayou. And that is it. That is my mega Loons Meetup haul. I'll probably take a break now for a few weeks. Come back to you when I've recuperated from buying all that. Hopefully be out with Tim again soon. So there'll be some more stuff. Maybe just before Christmas, hopefully. We shall have to wait and see though. But that is it for this video. If you've seen any of the ones I've talked about, please let me know about them down below in the comments section. Any sort of more recommendations based on what I've picked up are much appreciated. I don't know how long the Criterion sale is on, but if it's still on through next month, I definitely would like to get more recommendations of stuff that's there. Same with Indicator, if there's still more sales going on, I'd love to get more. And BFI, all of the like boutique labels I like to get when they're cheap and on sales, because there's a lot of decent stuff there. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you like it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Thank you again for the lovely day yesterday, Stuart, Roy and Ellery. It was a great day. If you like the video, as I said, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you want to see more videos like this. Turn your notification bell on so you know when I have a new video uploaded to the channel. Comment down below anything and everything. As you know, I always take the time to get back to anyone that leaves me a comment, because I really do appreciate it. And that is it. So until next time, everyone, take care. Goodbye.